reality. Pretty gangsta energy. So trendy, they follow me. Overall versatility. All around longevity. Get the money accessibly.
Welcome back to Sip and Say. Guess what, y'all? We got a guest today. Her name is Jackson. She pretty dope. We about to look at her life like a microscope. My rhyme so corny, so let's get started. Welcome to Sip and Say, Jax. The Sip and Say party! And first and foremost, I would like to give a shout out to Two Poppin'. That's my cousins, my family. They let me use their music for their intro for Jax and their outro for Jax. So shout out to y'all. They have one album called Everything Twice and an EP called Same Difference. Go check them out. I'm going to put their information down low, information wherever, everywhere. Everybody go check them out. They're twins called Leah and Kayla. Shout out to y'all, man. Love y'all. That's my family. Now, back to Sip and Say. It's been 3.5 long years, man. I'm so excited to be back in my element. Everyone who knows me know this is me. I want my own talk show, and I'm back at it, back to who I am. To God be the glory. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I've added a new element to the show. The icebreaker intro. Guys, I'm so excited for this, man. We have 12 different things that Jax can spin today. Her favorite memory, Shazam, name that tune, White Hood Jeopardy, sing or rap her favorite song, rap on an instrumental beat, trivia questions, minute to win it, alphabet backwards for 1 minute, name that celebrity, adult spelling bee. She got to dance for 10 seconds, Black Hood Jeopardy. She could pick herself. That's it. Jax, are you ready?
I'm so terrified of that
It's
wheel.
Okay. It's okay. She's about to spin it. Let's go. 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 Let's go.
Okay. Oh man.
Come on. You can spin harder.
I was like, I want to break it.
It didn't even go half. It didn't even go like.
It said pick your celebrity.
Do you want to name that celebrity?
I can try.
You sure?
I can try.
You positive?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so bad at these.
Name that celebrity. And guys, I'm going to put it on the screen for y'all to see as well, to see if y'all can get this.
Watch me fail.
I started off simple. Name this celebrity.
I know that guy. I know him. Can't remember his name.
Do you know what show he's from? What's his occupation?
Is it Tyler Perry? No. I told you I'm so bad at these.
I love your wheel. It's 50 cent. It's 50 cent, not 75 cent, not 100 cent. It is 50 cent. Have you seen Power? No, it's okay. I don't really watch Power.
No.
It's okay.
He also has clothes on. I'm used to see him shirtless.
This is the man who got shot like 10 times.
9 times.
Yeah. So you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So 50 Cent was the first person. All right. Who is this?
Oh, I don't like his songs.
You don't?
He's so sad.
I mean, is he?
Yeah, they're all just like really sad.
But you know
songs.
his name?
No, because I tried to.
Oh, forget him.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, and then I feel bad because he's a ginger. So.
Yeah, I didn't know his voice does not sound anything.
It does
like
not.
No,
it does not.
I was like, that's what Ed Sheeran look like. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
he's a ginger, but his.
And you might not know her. I mix it up a little bit.
Oh, she's pretty. I like that she's on her Grammys up
Yes,
here.
I love it. This is one of my favorite singers. Like, she's so good.
No, I don't know who that is.
Jasmine Sullivan. Have you heard of Jasmine Sullivan?
No, I have not.
Have you heard the song, Pick Up Your Feelings? No, that's not how it goes.
I was like, no, I don't
you
know that song.
I mean,
I was like, I don't know that song, but it's pretty.
No. I'm pretty sure you've heard her song before.
I bet we've played her like in class or something.
She is nasty in Polish.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll have to check her out. Look at me, I'm learning something new.
Yes.
Put her on some playlists. This is Will Ferrell. I know him.
Yes. What's your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
I don't like Will Ferrell.
Oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
Even The Grinch?
I mean,
I'm embarrassed. Man, I know Jim Carrey plays the role of the Grinch. What's that? You know what I was thinking? I know that homeboy, Will Ferrell, is an elf. And I know The Grinch is one of my favorite Christmas movies. That is my favorite part of the movie. And I put two and two together. just looking crazy, just sounding crazy. And Jax ain't even say nothing. She just let me just keep talking like that was right. Maybe she didn't know, but still. I mean, we all be wrong 50 million times. I ain't really embarrassed. It is what it is. But whatever. Let's get back to the show, man.
That's my favorite.
I mean,
that's my favorite.
I understand his humor, and like so many people love Anchorman. It's not my humor. I like Step Brothers. I quote Step Brothers probably the most.
Okay, so you said he's not your humor. Then what kind of humor do you like then?
Dark
humor. Me too.
Or dad jokes. It's a very wide spectrum.
Yes. I love racist humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that may sound contradicting, but like like Django. Have you seen the movie Django?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That movie's hilarious. Like, I don't like. It's funny racism.
It's very niche.
Yeah, it is. Okay, whatever. Last one. Do you know who this is?
RuPaul.
Yes, RuPaul. You
I
know her. Yeah. So
he does drag.
Yes.
So well, iconic.
Yes. Yeah. So I remember the first time I saw a drag queen in person. I was in Miami, Florida, and I was walking the strip, and I looked to my left, and I was like, I got nervous because I was like, as tall as me.
Yeah.
And I was like, you better work it. I mean, I support.
And so graceful.
And I was just like, and just doing all. And I was just like, I wish I could do that. I wish I was that good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you, Jax, for participating in Name That Celebrity.
I tried so hard. And I learned a new person, Jasmine Sullivan.
Jasmine Sullivan.
I'm going to check her out.
Yes, she's amazing. One of my favorite singers, if not my favorite. You got 2 out of 5, though. You got Will and you got RuPaul.
I got nervous. I was like,
but at least you knew 50 Cent.
I was like, he looks different with clothes on.
It's
Let's look at pole dancers. Like, I see a pole dancer in the wild, I'm like, I think that's my child.
Yes.
But then I'm like, I don't know if that's cinnamon or not, you know?
I love it. Yeah, so let's do a little quick intro about you, Jax. Jax is a self-taught pole dancer and is the owner and master instructor of this amazing facility, Pole Academy. She teaches, performs, judge, and travels. She does workshops, one-on-one classes, lessons, and much more. She's a certified expert, CRNP, and twerk technician, trainer, instructor for Get Fit and Pole, and a PSO unicorn and judge, IPIA member, and ambassador for Hoodlum, Fang, and Hawks Apparel. Give it up for Jax one more time, guys. We love to see it. Jax Spencer, please tell everyone who you are, and please tell us
I think you
about
just did.
you.
I think you just
but
did.
we can hear. But that doesn't do you justice. That's a small intro. Tell us about who you are. Tell us about what's going on.
Yeah, so I have been pole dancing this summer will be 17 years. So 17? I am,
How old are you? You look like you're about 30. Wow. Okay. I love to see it. I'm sorry. Keep going. You right.
It's the way I drive my eyebrows. No, but I have been pole dancing for 17 years. Wow. I started in the strip club. So I was a previous sex worker, stripper, dancer. And I just kept dancing and I would go to different clubs and I would just want to get better with pole. Right. And one of my customers bought me my first pole. So that's how this whole thing started. So thank you, customer. Yes.
That's dope.
But I would practice. And when I would bounce around to different clubs, my friends who would see me or the other girls who would see me, they're like, oh, like you climb all the way to the top. You're flipping upside down. You look good. You've lost weight. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I eat Waffle House and Taco Bell with you after every shift at 3 a.m. I don't know. I love it. I was like, don't get me wrong. I look at a cheeseburger. I'm like, I gained 10 pounds. But because I kept practicing at home, I'm like, well, I have this pole at home. I just practice all the time. You know, I'm getting better. They're like, oh my God, show me, teach me. I'll pay you. And I'm like,
that's where it all started.
Okay, that's how it started.
Now, are you originally from Greenville or South Carolina, or where?
No, I moved here in 6th grade, so I've been here for a very long time. But I grew up in Las Vegas.
Oh,
the purple hair makes sense now, right?
but in Las Vegas, is it known? It's known for strippers to be in Las Vegas, though.
Oh yeah, you have like Spearmint Rhino and stuff.
So you were like around it. So how did you get into stripping, though?
Well, so I was here, so I never danced in Vegas or anything. That was like, I'm not. Yeah, I was doing ballet, just like playing with my tutu.
Right.
But I got into dancing because my friend was a dancer, but she didn't dance anymore. But she told me all of the like glory of it.
Right, right,
Glory.
right.
But she was like, it's fast cash and it's super easy. And I'm just like, oh. And she's like, don't do it. It can be really bad. It can eat you alive. It can ruin you. And it can.
Yeah,
like
I
it
get
takes tough skin to be in that type of work. Like it is not
I can only
easy.
imagine. Yeah.
But I danced for about 6 months and I finally sat her down and like took out my stash of money. And I was like, I have something to show you. And it was like my rent for 3 months and stuff. And she was like, what did you do? And I was like, I started stripping. And she cried. She was like, I'm so disappointed in you. Are you okay? And I was like, am I on drugs? She was like, no. I was like, is everything paid for? My apartment, my car,
everything.
my bills, everything's paid for. She was like, okay. And I was like, I'm not doing anything outside of the club. I'm not doing anything extra. She was like, so you're okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm okay. And she was like, okay, well, I'm proud of you. I was like, let me take you out to eat with my stripper money. And
Hey, she did not say a word, did she? I bet she ate that food and was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, she was just like very protective, like big sister style. So she was just very worried. And I did the same thing to like baby strippers who had come in, and I've seen it go bad.
Yeah, no, I get it. So that brings me to something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Stigmas.
Oh,
for
yeah.
pole dancing, you know. So I did my research, obviously, about pole dancing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you do, guys. Before I talk to you. So pole dancing was invented to please the sexual curiosity and the desires of men. Obviously, that was like 1950s, but it has changed now. Times have
started
changed.
in the circus.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Did not know that. Did not know it started in the circus.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that. So I have some stigmas, preconceived notions, misconceptions, and false narratives that I've written down. Pole dancing is for sex workers, strippers, etc. You have to be skinny to do pole. It's sexual. Only women pole dance. Pole dance is inappropriate for children. You have to be strong. So
the strong one, yeah.
I mean, but at first you may feel like you have to be strong, but
you don't. That was a joke. You do not have to be strong.
Right. You don't have to be, but you definitely have to.
You have to be strong in your heart.
That too. So that comes. How do you feel about stigmas? And when it comes to
it's still hard.
Yeah.
We're in 2024, and it's still, but it's also America. Like I said, it started in the circus, like the big tent, the big pole. They would have basically like go-go dancers, and then it moved into like the seedy undergrounds and the speakeasies and the clubs and stuff. But it's still so underground in America.
Oh yeah.
Because if we're having this conversation across the seas in like Australia, Russia, all that place, France, anywhere else, if you don't do pole, it's like yoga. They're like, you don't pole? What? Because it's so acceptable there, and kids do pole there. They have kids classes, and it's so much more open and accepted. And you come to America, and they just overturned Roe versus Wade, but that's a different topic. So we're suppressed regardless. But I will say, when I first opened my studio, because we are in Greenville, South Carolina, I was terrified. Every day I would roll up and broken glass, eggs, TP, just because of I'm scared. I was scared of having a studio like this. And even the guy who delivered our poles, he's like, oh, I'm glad I checked the packaging. I was going to take this to the strip club. I was like, no,
that is so corny.
And he was like, oh, is this a strip club? I was like, no, but I'm going to teach my stripper friends how to make more money for it.
But honestly, Jax, also, my teammate and I when I was in college, my teammate and I, we wanted a pole. Now, obviously, I'm 26 now. I was a 19, 20, 21-year-old talking about a pole. Yeah. My brain was thinking stripper, Now that I'm older and I have, I'm knowledgeable, it's fitness. It's not all about stripping. It's literal fitness. It's hard. It's fun. It's hard. It's fun.
But it's also art. And because it's so versatile, it can be anything you want. Like, we pay our respects because it came from stripping. So we have that like more exotic, sensual, sexy flow. You have the fitness aspect where people are trying to push it to be in the Olympics, and we have competitions. And then we just have art and freestyle that a lot of ballet dancers who grow up, there's not so much adult ballet, and they're like, I've danced for years and I just want to dance again. So we just took their horizontal bar and made it vertical.
I love it. It's so much fun. The camaraderie that you have with your
our community.
Your community. Like, I love, like, when I used to come to class. I can't come to class anymore, guys, because my leg right now, my body 26, but my knee 62. But it's all right. I'm working on it. But anyways, even her trainers, they're so much fun. And then the community, there's so much fun. And it's not all about what people think, and that's what I hate about it. Since I've learned. So you've mentioned something. And I do have 2 questions. We'll start with this though. What inspired you to open your own studio, and will you ever open another studio in another location?
That has been the plan.
Okay, cool.
So answering your second one first, essentially, is there are going to be campuses because it's the academy, and I'm corny and very,
no, I love it. I love it. The Pole Academy.
So this would be the Greenville campus, and it was the like 5-year plan of we're going to open one in Spartanburg or like towards the beach or another state or something, and they would be all different campuses. But I've also just poured a lot of heart, money, and attention to this place to let it grow and be it that way, so it can just run, and we have this big beautiful staff of instructors, but that is the goal eventually. But I also just like keep planning really big things here.
I love it though. You do Christmas activities, you did the
holiday
everything. Holiday, what's February? Valentine's Day,
showcases,
all of that. So it's like you've poured a lot into this building, and I know that just being here, knowing you for like 2 months.
Yeah.
So I love it. So, what inspired you to do it though?
So that goes back to when I was stripping. So now we've come like full circle.
Full circle. Gotcha.
So they would come over and they're like, show me, teach me, I'll pay you. And I was like, well, I'm not certified. I'm just messing around.
Gotcha.
But I'll show you how I started that made sense to me. And then that turned me into getting into certification. And even when I went down to Florida, she's going around, she's like, how long have you been dancing? And why do you want to get certified? I was like, oh, I've been dancing like 4 or 5 years, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm self-taught. So I would like instruction. I would like safety and how to spot and like the names of moves, because Instagram is very confusing.
For sure.
So that turned into just being booked out. And I remember having a conversation with one of my students, and I was like, I don't understand why, like, this dentist office opened. And it was like, now accepting new patients. I was like, why would you not want to accept new patients? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Like, you want to grow.
Yeah, you want to grow. You should just always want new people. And then my schedule, because I was doing it out of my apartment, my schedule would get booked. So a new person would be like, hey, I want to take a class. I'm like, great, my next appointment is 3 weeks out. And they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, that's what that sign meant. I'm not accepting new clients because it's going to take so long. And I asked my tax lady, who was also a dancer at the time, and my mom, and like my boyfriend at the time. I was just like asking everyone. I was like, if I put all of my eggs in one basket, because I always had separate jobs, like government work and a W-2, and then like hustling on the side. But I was like, if I put all my eggs in one basket and I quit all of my jobs that give me security, health insurance, a paycheck, all of that, and I just open a studio, do you think it'll happen? And they're like, yeah, for sure. So I found my business partner, get a business partner, get someone who knows things.
I do know, I've heard that.
I have, like, I call him the Wizard of Pole, because he's not here by any means, but he like does our taxes.
No, I love it. And it's great to hear that people supported you. Yeah. Someone easily could have said no. Could have shot. Could have got a lot of no's. Yeah, but one thing I've learned, because I'm an actress, so one thing I've learned is you get 99 no's for 1 yes. You got your 1 yes real quick.
I did.
So I mean, it works. You
yeah,
know?
And because it was his girlfriend who was coming to classes, and I was just manifesting and putting out feelers. I was like, I'll speak it into existence. So when that transition was happening, she was like, so you're looking at investing something. My friend wants to do this business, and he's like, oh, dancing. And I just pulled out the line, if you build it, they will come. And he was like, okay,
that's true though.
So he helped me paint these purple walls and everything, and now here we are.
Great. No, I love it.
Do you know how old we're going to be this summer?
I was getting there. 10 years. 10 years ago, you built this. I was 16 at the time. And so 10 years seems so long ago, but it's really not.
It's not. And then there's like a whole pandemic in between. So that's just time, to quote Dahlia, time is soup.
Yeah, when COVID hit, though, how long were you closed for?
We were closed. I wanted to close in April, because I was like, March was getting a little.
Yeah, no, March was crazy.
March was crazy. Yeah. Like, people started to get really scared, and I was like, let's just go online. Let's do it April 1st, and then we'll just like beat it. And it's funny because everyone was going around, 2020 is my year, 2020 is my year. I did the same thing, and We say that every year.
Every year,
This
but
year's gonna be different. And January's like, hold my beer.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I had been reaching out to a couple other instructors who teach online lessons. And I was like, what platforms do you use? How do you charge? How do you do sounds? So I was already talking about that so I could do it. And then COVID happened. And I was like, well I had a lot of information 3 months before.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's close April. And then they mandated, as South Carolina was like, McMaster was like, all right, April 1st, everyone's closed. I was like, I already beat you.
Yeah, you already,
But we were only closed about 6 to 8 weeks. Is like
really
mid-May. We were the last tier to reopen.
What?
So we were not closed very long.
I was about to say that's a short time because it was a lot of places I know back home in Florence when I was living in Florence at the time. They were closed for like 4, 5, 6 months.
Yeah.
That's a short period of time.
Yeah, we were mandated to close. We were the first one because the first one was like, of course the hospitals were open the entire time and stuff. But it was like your high end, you need things like the grocery store was like, you can have a couple more people back.
Right, all of that
and then it
stuff.
was, I don't remember what the second tier was. And then we were the last with like salons and tanning and barber shops. Cause it was like, you're not needed. You're not an essential worker.
No, I get it. I get it.
But then we had to adhere to a lot of different, what's the word, regulations. And we were cleaning so much and the class sizes were really small, but everyone was so happy to be back. And we did the duality of online classes and in-person classes for a while. But then everyone was just like, I want to be back. Yeah, they didn't.
It was tough.
They didn't want to do it online.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah, COVID itself was tough. And here you share polls, not share polls, but like
you have bigger classes now.
Yeah, I mean, the bigger class, you can have like 15 people in the class. I done been in poll class. It was like 15 of us. But you can.
And that is hype. Like people just screaming and cheering.
No, it's so fun. And you have class after class. You have what, 8 classes a day?
Just
no. Yeah, just about 8 classes a day. So you have people who use those polls. So for sure. But it was something I want to ask you, and I actually had this question now, so I'm so glad you said something about it. If pole ever became an Olympic sport, would you be interested in participating?
No.
Why? You're so talented. I mean, I understand like you could be so talented at something, but you don't know everybody else. Right. You'd be going against people like you said in Russia and Europe. And,
one, I'm not that cool. 2, that style of pole is not my style. Someone will, and I will support it and support them, but I'm not. So a couple of things with me is I want to wear my heels, and the Olympics are not going to let us wear no heels.
Pretty gals walk like Jax.
Like I just want to be slow and slinky and gooey. Plus, I also freestyle everything. I've never done a performance or routine. Even my classes, I'm like, I'm going to teach floor work. I make it up as I go. I wing it harder than my eyeliner.
You be doing it though. I love it.
I know the Olympics would be really technical, and you would need movements that are going to be scored, and it's really technical, and I just want to dance, and that takes the fun out of it. That's also why I don't compete. I love judging because I love giving feedback, but I don't want to pay to have someone tell me that my split wasn't flat or I didn't hold something as long because I'm grooving. So I dance for me. But if it got to the point that it was in the Olympics, I would support it. And there are definitely students I know who would want to do it. And that's like their goal and aspiration. Or I know people in other countries or other states that would be so good at it. But I was like, I am not that cool.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that'd be a difficult sport too, because it's never been an Olympic sport, right?
Nope. They've put it in a couple times and they'll go under review. And
but pole is a sport. Listen, y'all, listen. I had a different perspective about pole dancing and pole period before I started coming here for the fun of it.
You.
Yeah, yes, I got educated real quick. It is not easy. It's not easy, okay? And everybody be like, oh, Desi, you're so strong. You should be able to. Look,
you are so strong.
But I could not climb that pole.
Because you didn't use your legs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But I'm thinking as an athlete, you use your arms. When you climb a pole, y'all, you use your legs. Rule of thumb. I'm just throwing that out there. So you said something that
I mean, you can climb the pole with just your arms, but you should get some more things before I show you that.
But that's what I'm saying. But
that's not what we show in our intro class.
Exactly.
But anyone can pole. It is hard. It's not as easy as you see it on YouTube, you see it on P-Valley, you see it on Instagram and TikTok, and they're like, oh, I could do that, and then they get to intro, and then we do a spin, and they're like, that is way harder.
Yeah, it's so hard, but I love it.
But it's so
Yeah,
And
it's so
it's not
fun.
a traditional workout where
Right.
it's grueling. You're in a weird atmosphere,
Right.
like you're going to Planet Fitness or Orange
Right,
Theory. There
right,
are
right,
people who
right.
do that. That's fine. Or
Yeah.
cross train. That's cool.
For sure.
But I don't get the same benefit. And people just want to dance. That's why Zumba was so like such a craze for a while because people
Yeah.
just want to dance and
It's
move and it's
just
fun and it doesn't feel like you're working
Right.
out.
It doesn't.
It's a trick. Yeah.
I just went to Zumba today and I'm like, man, this is fun.
Oh, it
That's
is
what I was like.
fun.
And then I looked at my calories and I was like, this
Dang.
you burn like 300 something calories. So yeah. So that's why I say pole and dancing, you put it all together. It's fun.
Yep.
You have the twerk class.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. What's her name?
Ducky.
Ducky. I was about to call her Duck. Ducky.
Ducky.
Yes, Ducky, like up, down. I'm like, yo, this is fun. I'm like, man, I done burned 300 calories moving my butt cheeks. I'm like, man, so it's so fun. And you mentioned something. I had this question down too.
I've read your mind.
Yes. What do you look for when you are judging at a competition?
It depends on what the category is. So when you're in a competition, you could be judging, for example, Pole Sport Organization has two very different judging sheets. You have the technical and then you have the artistic, and those are very different scores.
Okay.
So you could be doing a dramatic and emotional piece or a funny entertainment upbeat piece, and then you have people who would basically be going to the Olympics and it's very technical.
Gotcha.
So I look for very different things with that. And then there's also broken up into levels. So you have level 1 who doesn't have to invert, can't climb to the top, that's okay. You don't have to do the crazy stuff, all the way to level 5 who are the pros who would be like the Olympic people.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's like the hardcore tricksters, the stuff that you're watching, you're like, wow, one day, that's those people, and everyone in between. And even someone who's like a lower level, if you're not at that level yet, you're looking up to them, you're like, that's obtainable.
That's what you want to do. Are you a hard judge?
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I
write
definitely
paragraphs
really?
And if it's not like a zipper panel, if it's like you only have so much time allotted between each performer, I'll just, and I will not take my eyes off. I used to bring a notebook and just,
while they're doing
so I wouldn't miss a moment of it, and then I'd have to like type everything in, and there would be like grammatical errors, and then someone else here, I'm like, now I have to write the 1,000 times because I missed the letter E.
Right.
Because so fast.
So how do you say it though? Do you say it in a nice way, or are you
like an Oreo?
Oh, it's
like an Oreo.
You did this was what you did good. You could have got better, but yeah.
And then, for example, like I said, Pole Sport Organization, they want you to list 2 things that you've done well, 2 things that you could improve on if you did this routine again, and then like additional notes. Right. So I'll make like, this is what you did well, this is what you did well.
Gotcha.
It could
So
be
effect,
technique.
for sure. Yeah,
it could be a technique. It could be facial features. It could be transitions. It could be really technical. It could be an emotive thing. Right. And then the additional is just like every other, just like
whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to the heels. What is the hardest thing about pole and heels? Because I did twerking heels and I had to take my shoes off. I was like, my feet hurt. Yeah. And I'm in this class and I see others with heels on. I'm like,
yeah. So heels are sneaky because most of them, especially like a sandal, they're really light, but they're deceptively light. But then you get a boot, and you're like, wow, that's so much heavier. Right. But then you have the length. So if you're climbing or threading something through or going upside down, like inverting, you're like, I'm not accounting for not only the weight of it, so they're like sexy ankle weights, and then you have the length of it. Because if you're learning to invert, you're like, I can grab my foot and I have to wiggle up there, and then you add 8 inches, you're like, I have to clear that whole thing, and that's hard.
Yeah, no, I could only imagine. Like I'm telling you, that was my first twerk class too, though. That's why I made a mistake.
You should have like a regular twerk after a specialty twerk.
No, seriously, after that I was like, I'm never coming back in heels. Like, but I also came in like heels that I would wear with a nice outfit, not like stripper heels. So so that's when I really started to understand, okay, there's a difference in heels, that things that you're supposed to wear.
The arch, the support, the balance, the cushion.
Yeah, I was like
my heels are so comfortable. Like pleaser heels are so comfortable.
So
I would go out in those.
So when you went into the strip club, were you more comfortable with heels or no heels? Because you can strip club, you typically wear heels, but like, would you feel more comfortable in?
So you have to wear heels in the club because there's that's where that blue law or that like gray area is if you ever see a dancer on stage of the club and she's not in heels, that's technically prostitution. That's how you can get away with it's a strip club. Prostitution is not. But we go to the back room. You do couch dances, you do champagne rooms. The first thing we are ripping out because we're not on the floor.
Listen,
we're not
y'all.
presenting on stage. So you have to wear your heels.
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that, and that is
gotta get the shoes.
You learn something new every day.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite pole trick?
Jade split.
Okay, y'all.
There's a picture over here I'm pointing at.
Listen, y'all. If Jax is open to it at the end, matter of fact, we're gonna get that what is it called?
Jade split.
She upside down legs.
In a split. And I'm just like licking my knee.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Y'all don't see my shoes in there. I can't do it. That is so why is that your favorite pose?
So when I first started, again, I'm a dinosaur at this point. That was one of the hardest moves, and like there's way harder moves now, but that was the first move that I saw like Felix Kane do and Jamila DeVille do and Janine Butterfly, and they just had this gorgeous long line or like an over split, and I was like one day, and I couldn't do a split. I was like, meh.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a goal, and so I got pictures like that, and I'm like,
you did.
Like
that.
I was so proud of it.
That. You did.
And when I'm freestyling, I'm like, I'm going to grab my leg.
I love,
and it's a bendy move, not a strength move, because I was 70 pounds heavier when I started pole. I couldn't like yeet my.
Wow.
Yeah, I was over 200 something pounds.
For real? Don't believe it.
Yep, that was
210-ish
pounds when I first started.
That's awesome.
As a little baby stripper.
Yes.
Yeah. But I wasn't strong enough to be upside down, like twerking on the ceiling yet. But I was like, I could spin and pull my leg towards me.
No, for sure. Now that's dope. We're gonna add that picture in, as we're talking about this, y'all. So you're gonna be able to see it.
Yep. Any performance, any freestyle, I'm gonna do a Jade. If I don't, I get down and I'm like, I didn't do a Jade.
Yeah. So, what was your stripper name?
I had a couple. The first time I got hired, I didn't. Yeah.
Vanilla something.
No. Good guess though.
White something like. No.
I wasn't that cool.
No. I know you like Pokemon.
I do.
So was that okay? Just tell me your name.
No.
I tried. I did like Pokemon, so I didn't know if that had something, to do. And did you give yourself your own stripper name?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Well, the first time, no, and that made me sad because I didn't think I was going to get hired, so I didn't think of one. Because I went into audition at Trophy, and they're like, all right, like, you're hired. And I was like, okay. They're like, what's your name? I'm like, I didn't think this far. And I'm like going through, I was like, well, I'm from Vegas. I could be Vegas. That's stupid. That's pretentious. And, and they're like, well, what's your middle name? And I said, Lee. They're like, cool, we don't have a Lee. And I'm like, oh. Okay. So it was just Lee, which was very, Lee. Yeah, it was cool. It was a generic, cool. a name. It was a regular like girl name. Mm-hmm. And so when guys would ask me like, oh, Lee's not your real name, I'm like, actually, yeah, I could say it is, but I would always tell them it was something different. Right. And then when I got to pick my name, I always wanted to be a Victoria.
Ooh, so Victoria was your name.
Victoria was my name for a little bit, but most clubs had a Victoria. So then the one I had the longest was Fallon. Like Jimmy Fallon.
I would not have guessed that.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed. So you working at strip clubs and being a former stripper, right?
I'm too busy now.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I'm retired.
You're doing your thing. Has anyone ever disrespected you or called you out your name?
Not so much called out my name, but right as I was building the studio, I was still dancing. I was like, all right, I'm going to stop dancing. As soon as my studio opens, I'm just trying to get this coin so I can finish paying off, like buying flooring and stuff.
Whatever. Right.
And I told my customer that I was sitting at, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to open a studio. I'm so excited. I'm going to go up on stage. And he came up and he tipped me, comes back. He's like, I'll get you a drink. And I'm like, okay. And he goes, so is this it? And then shows me my website that was in its infancy. And he was like, are you Jax? And I was like, uh-oh. Man. And I was like, obviously my pictures, it wasn't that picture. I hadn't taken it yet, but my picture was on there. It was like, But because I was in my apartment, I didn't have the apartment address. It was just the company. So I got real scared. And luckily, he was a really nice guy.
Like,
he
cool.
wasn't he wasn't creeper,
Yeah.
but he was like a web sleuth.
Yeah.
And so he was really nice about it. He's like, oh, that's really cool. I hope, like, congratulations, good luck on it. So I was like,
oh, that's cool.
it
It
could have been real bad. It could have been real bad. So then I like stopped talking about it, and I wasn't like, I'm not opening a business.
Right.
But like the couple people I'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to open a business. They give me more money. But I was like, I don't want to bring that up anymore. I'm scared. So it got too close to home. But there's a couple like really good regulars that I would tell them my real name, or they would have my actual phone number, not my like second phone number. We got multiple phones, y'all.
No, I know.
We got like a Google number. You're like, this is Portia.
Yeah, right. I actually saw that Portia was a real name. Stripper name, somebody I knew.
There's a lot of
I've heard a lot of maybe it could have been a movie or something.
Probably.
How much money have you made in one night? What's the most you've made in one night?
I remember breaking 1,000 a couple times.
Oh my God. I might need a.
But that was back in the day. So I lived the Hustlers movie essentially, where it was like real good and just easy money and just money thrown at you, and then the economy dropped and everything was real bad, and then people started doing extras in the back room or leaving with customers, and that's about the time that I was going in, and all of the dancers were like, oh, you should have started like 2 years ago, and I was like, I was a baby.
That's unfortunate. So
it was. So having a couple hundred was like 400, ooh, slow night. And now, like today, it's like, if I could just make $100 and I've been naked for 12 hours. And it's really hard.
It is.
And it's oversaturated. And also the club itself is like a dying thing. Like we still go, and it's obviously not going to go away, but there's so much access to it online. And then COVID changed a lot of things. And this is rough.
Let me ask you a question. Movies, do they portray the stripper life correctly?
Usually not.
Usually
not. But also, like, a lot of movies, it's blips of like people in the club, and you just see someone dancing in the back, and that's pretty much the same. Yeah.
Okay, Jax,
but some of them, no, not really. It's fine.
Jax, I gotta know. Knowing you and your personality, you gotta tell me.
Oh no, I do not know the Muffin Man. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wish you knew the Muffin Man. I wish you knew the Muffin Man. But please tell me your funniest stripper story, because I know you have one that's gonna have me dying laughing.
I do.
I know. I'm gonna be hollering. I'm gonna be in here hollering.
So we will get very like sidetracked when we're like out drinking or something, and then there's like stories from the strip club come up. And so this is the one I usually tell everybody. So it was like a Tuesday. So it's late. It's a weekday. Nothing's happening. It was like 11:30, 12. I was like, oh, Cinderella. I made $300. I was like, good enough. I'm calling out. I go check out with the door guy, and he's like, all right, go upstairs, check out with the DJ so he can take you off rotation. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And so I'm walking by this guy, and he like grabs my arm. I'm like,
I feel like, can I put a pin in that? I feel like being a stripper, you don't like, depending on who you are, you don't like for
we don't like being grabbed. No, we don't like being grabbed.
Because like you're here to make money.
Right.
9 times out of 10,
if we're dancing for you and you're like touching us, that's okay, different. You're paying for it. But just being grabbed, don't do that.
So a man grabs
we have weapons on our feet. Don't do that. But he grabs me, and I was just like, hello. And he was like, why haven't you sat with me? And I was like, why didn't you tip me on stage? And he was like, well, sit down, have a drink. And I was like, yeah, okay, I like drinks. Okay, I'm like 21. I was like, I like drinks. Okay, what's one more? So I sit. Waitress comes over. He orders his drink. He orders my drink. We get like 2 sentences in, and the waitress comes back over, sets our drinks down. Before I can even grab it to cheers him, he sets 2 single $100 bills on the counter, on the table, and he's like, is this enough to get fucked in the back? And I was like, whoa! Yes, sir, it is.
Whoa!
Yes, sir, it is.
Wait a minute. Can I get a timeout?
Yeah, timeout real quick.
Wait.
What's up, there's a happy ending to this story.
So you said, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I was not expecting that. Okay.
Yep. I didn't expect it either. I was like, you just want me a drink. I need to drink my drink.
I'm listening.
But he sets $200 bills down, slides it to me, and he's like, is this enough to get fucked in the back? And I was like, yeah, it is. come on. So I take the money, go up to the door guy, and I'm just like, hey, bouncer friend, we're going to do a half hour, $200. He's like, all right, buzz it up. I was like, come on, baby. So we go to the back. Song starts. I take my shoes off because don't want to wear them no more. And I always wore these like really long like gowns and like sparkly things and black. It was just black. It was a black gown. And so I like took my halter off and I'm like turning around. And by the time I turned back around, this is 14 seconds in, he was fully out, dick out. And I was like, oh, put my dress back on. I picked up my shoes. He's like, what are you doing? I said, fucking you. And I walked out.
Oh my gosh.
And I ran out to the bouncer. I was like, oh, his penis is out.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Run to the back.
Oh my God.
Crying because I'm traumatized. Bouncer walks in. He's still
Oh my
just
God.
waiting.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And he kicked him out. And
Oh my
I'm laughing in the dressing room.
And this was in Greenville?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Kicked out.
Oh my God.
Fastest $200 I ever made. Besides getting rained on or something on stage. But that's my get fucked story.
God. Oh my God. Oh my Jax. I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either, but I was like,
But you were 21. You were smart at 21.
Yeah.
Love to see it. Guys, you love to see it, man. Thank you, Jax, for your time, for giving me knowledge about some things I didn't know.
Same. I learned about Jasmine Sullivan.
Yes. Is there anything that you would like to shout out? First of all, I have on one of her shirts. It's not my
lover. It's my pole, which is pertaining to all the pole kisses or bruises you get from the sport.
Of course. But please, Jax, shout yourself out. Shout your studio out. Shout where you can find you. Your anything. Shout about you. It's all about
scream.
You. Yeah, for sure. It's all about you. Go ahead.
So the Pole Academy, you can find us at thepoleacademy.com, also at the Pole Academy on TikTok and Instagram. And if you want to hang out with me or check me out, what I'm doing, I'm at Jax Pole on Instagram, TikTok, and www.jaxspencer.com.
Jax. And the crowd goes wild for Jax.
Pikachu's over in the back screams,
Already. Once again, thank you to my family, Two Poppin', for allowing me to use their song in the intro and the outro. I really do appreciate y'all, and y'all know that. Love y'all. For L, for life. You feel me? Stay tuned for more videos, more everything. I'm excited, you guys. I am back, and I'm better. I'm excited for the things that y'all going to see. I have some good guests. This is my first guest back, but I have some more exciting guests. More exciting videos and everything, man. Y'all, I'm excited. As you can tell, I'm cheesing. So, man, thank y'all again for watching this video. Jax, you are amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're about to get this thing pop. I'm about to show y'all the Jade. I'm about to show y'all the Jade, and then I'm going to show y'all the video of Jax dancing, man, because she's amazing. So just stay tuned. Yay. Thank you, Jax.
Thank you.
Like them pretty bitches, lifestyle luxurious, sassy and with shit. Might have to check a bitch, a goddess with a blade, perfect and artistic, bad bitch personality, living large, living lavishly. Intelligence is the key, confident personality, rich boss mentality, pretty gangster energy. So Trini, they follow me. Overall versatility, all around longevity, get the money excessively. Been in my bag and I'm not coming out. When it the stop, know what I'm talking about. Why my name always in their mouth. Poppin' shit and it's never clout. Stack it till to make the bitches look better. Give me your way and it's how I get wetter. Rubber bands, maybe rub my hands. Getting money, I can understand. Pick up brush and smoking gas off the plow. Poppin' girls with the world rock. Heavy on them, but I'm lightweight. How you lightweight and still got K? Running them bands forever. Stick to the code and it's special. Loyalty, all of that need around. Already know they gon' try to get like them pretty bitches. Lifestyle luxurious, sassy and with shit. Might have to check a bitch, a goddess with a blade, perfect and artistic, bad bitch personality, living large, living lavishly. Intelligence is the key, confident personality, rich boss mentality,